So hopefully you have a chair and some space. We're going to begin standing next to our chair today. Doesn't matter which side you begin on, just somewhere close by where you can grab hold. And we're going to start with a little bit of distance between our feet, about hip width distance. And then rest your hands anywhere that's comfortable, maybe both by your side, maybe one holding onto the chair, or maybe even one hand on your stomach and one hand on your heart. We're going to just begin by focusing on the breath, tuning inward, and starting to deepen the breath here. Feeling as it comes in and out of the lungs, lengthening the breath, full deep inhales, holding at the top before you slowly release. So take this time, take this breath at your own pace, as slow as possible, as deep as possible. In through the nose and out through the nose. Take about 2 more. In through the nose and out. One more deep breath. And then when you're ready, you can release your hands and we'll begin. So usually our chair yoga classes start seated in the chair, but today we're going to start standing. Our chair is here for support if we ever need it for balance, as we're going to begin with a few balancing poses and warm-ups. So we're going to start today with a full body warm-up, starting with the base of our feet, working all the way up to the crown of our head, warming up all the muscles as we go along. So it doesn't matter which side you start on, but whichever side you're holding onto the chair, make your outside leg nice and light. Putting all of our weight on the inside leg, making our outside leg nice and light. So lifting that leg up and just begin with some ankle circles. Rolling your ankle in one direction. Starting to warm up and feel all the little bones in the bottom of your feet, tops of your feet. Warming up even the toes, stretching those out. And then reverse that circle, go in the opposite direction. Excellent. Now we're going to take our foot in a flexing and pointing position. So we're going to flex our toes, bringing them close to our shin, and then point the toes down to the ground. Flexing and pointing. Just take a few more just like that, and then we'll switch legs. Excellent. You can come to the other side of the chair. Again, keep that supporting leg closest to the chair nice and strong, and then we're going to make the leg on the outside nice and light, and begin your ankle circles on the other side, rolling your ankle in one direction, and reverse that. And the chair's here just for support. If you'd like to see how it feels to take your arm off the chair and balance, you can do that. And then we'll take our foot pointing and flexing. So flexing those toes, then pointing them to the ground. Flexing and pointing, flexing and pointing. Excellent. Let's release that leg back down, both feet firmly onto the floor. And then let's take our hands, bringing them to our knees. And we're going to take some knee circles. So bring our knees together in a circular motion, going the same way. These can be small or large, fast or slow. Just noticing what you feel. And then reverse that circle, go the other way. Excellent. Coming back up through center, nice long and tall spine, holding back onto the chair. And then again, we're going to work with the outside leg. So whichever leg that is for you. We're going to lift our leg in front of us, be at 90-degree angle or a little bit lower. And we're just going to take some hip circles. Swings. So we're just going to swing the leg in front of us and behind us, just like that. Taking this, just trying to create movement and warmth in that hip joint. So it doesn't matter how high you go, as long as you're just creating some space and movement here. And then after a few, let's bring our leg to in front of us, and we're going to hold and work on a little bit of a balance. So make that supporting leg nice and strong. Pull up and out of that hip socket. Engage the core, and the chair is always there for balance, but maybe see how it feels to take one or both arms off the chair. Again, this leg can be nice and low. It can be maybe at 90 degrees or even higher. Find your space. Tune back into your breath. And then lower that leg back down. Shake out the legs a little, and we'll come to the other side of the chair. Same hip swings on this side. So working with the outside leg again, making sure it's the opposite leg. And let's swing our hip forward and back. Leg comes in front of us and behind us. Keeping a nice bend in the leg. Again, just creating space and movement with that hip. Remembering to breathe. And then after a few swings, let's hold it in front of us. So leg comes forward. You can keep it low off the ground, high at 90-degree angles or even higher. And let's try and test our balance a little. So make that supporting leg nice and strong. Pull up through the kneecap, up out of the hip. Maybe you want to bring both hands to your hips, but that chair is always there for balance if you need. And exhale, release both legs to the ground. Good work. Let's come stand behind our chair now. Our hands can come to the chair in front of us, or they can rest on our hips. We're going to take our legs a little bit wider than hip width distance, and we're going to take some hip circles. So a little bit of a bend in our knee, and we're going to take our hips out to the side, forward, side, and back. Creating a nice big circle with the hips. A nice generous bend in the knee, or even wider legs might feel good on the low back, so just notice how that feels. If there's any kind of pinching, then maybe make the circles a little bit smaller. And again, you can hold your hands on the chair or your hips. And let's reverse the circle, go the opposite direction. Nice big wide circles if you can. Keeping our feet planted on the ground at all times, even when you go to the sides. And then let's come back up through center. Take a nice deep breath. Great work. We're going to take our legs even wider this time. Going wider than hip width distance. Our toes are going to face out and away from the body. And then let's take our hands by our side. Inhale, breathing up to the sky. Inhale, raising our arms. Exhale, lower the arms back down. Let's do that again. Incorporating the breath with the movement. Inhale, we breathe our arms up. Maybe this time we look up at those hands. Exhale, lower down. Final time. Inhale, breathing our arms up overhead. This time maybe we look up, maybe our palms touch at the top. Star pose. Breathe here. Exhale the shoulders away from the ears. And release the arms back down. You can keep your hands in front of you at heart center. We have a lot of options with this next pose. Maybe you want to hold on to the chair. Maybe you want to bring your hands to your hips. But we're going to take a nice deep bend in our legs, finding goddess pose. A nice deep squat, like we're sitting in our imaginary chair. So we're going to really start to feel the heat building in our legs now. We're letting our legs warm up and work those quads. So hold on to that chair, or maybe see how it feels to take one or both hands off. Root down through the feet, but elongate your spine. Lift through the crown of your head. Just one more breath. And then hold on to the chair. Straighten those legs. Let's take our hands by our side. Inhale. Breathe back up to star pose. And then we're going to take goddess one more time. So as your arms lower, start to bend your knees, coming back down to that squat. Chair is always there for support. Maybe this time we want to take the option of cactus arms, 2 right ankles with the arms opening through the chest. Any option with your arms is perfectly fine. 2 more breaths here. See if you can bend a little bit deeper. And then straighten those legs, release the breath, and then walk your legs back in. Good work. Maybe shake out the legs, bend and straighten one leg at a time. Excellent. We're going to have a seat in our chair. Finally. Usually we begin class sitting and then stand, but we reversed it a little bit today. We began standing, and now we're going to come find our seat. So even though we're sitting, we're in a nice active seat. So come to the edge of your chair. Nice long spine, root down through the sit bones, and then elongate through your spine, pretending like there's an imaginary string pulling your head 1 inch higher. Let's take our hands by our side. Inhale, breathe our arms up overhead. And then on our exhale, we're gonna find our cactus arms again. So 2 right angles. Our palms are facing forward, fingers spread out nice and wide. On our inhale, we're gonna open the chest, bringing the arms behind us. I'll turn to the side so you can see me, and looking up to the sky. And then on our exhale, we're gonna draw our hands together, elbows together, round in the spine, and drop the chin and neck. All right, so we're gonna take those 2 movements as we inhale and exhale. So inhale, open those arms, feel that back start to activate. Exhale, roll the spine, drop the chin, bring the hands together. Inhale for open. Exhale, we close. And take 1 more. Inhale to open. Feel the shoulder blades pulling back behind us. Exhale, close the hands, drop the head, round the upper back. Good work. Back to cactus, but a neutral spine. We're gonna take a few twists. So twisting over to the right, back through center, over to the left. Back through center. Take these two twists at your own pace, twisting from the left into the right. Going as fast or as slow as you'd like. Just try to keep those hips nice and quiet. Hips facing forward. We're only moving the upper body. Take 1 more on each side, and then meet me in the center. Once you come to the center, reach your arms out from either side. Open and close the fists, open and close the fingers and the palms, and then let your arms float down. Wonderful. Roll those shoulders out. Inhale, we breathe our shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, we roll them down our spine. And then let's reverse the shoulder movement. Inhale, we breathe them up to the ears. Exhale, they come forward. Wonderful. Hands by our side. Inhale, breathe them up to the sky, and we'll take sundial pose. So sundial, we're gonna grab hold of that right wrist. We're gonna breathe up and out of our hips, pulling our arm up nice and high. And then we're gonna exhale, reaching our right arm over to the left. So we're rooting down through our hips. We don't wanna fall out of the chair here. So root down through the hips. Pull up and back through that top hand as we reach to the side. Feel that side body stretch. Release the head and neck and shoulders. Back up through center. Switch hands. Grab hold of the left wrist this time. Inhale, breathe up through center before we tilt over to the right. Keeping those hips rooted down, keeping the feet rooted into the floor. Open that top arm up. We want to open our chest to the center. Release the shoulders away from the ears. 1 more breath. Back up through center. Exhale, lower the arms back down. Good work. We're going to take our sun salutation, modified to be seated in the chair. So let's have our active seat. Nice long spine, hands by our sides. Inhale as we breathe up and look up at those hands. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold, swan dive forward, reaching to the ground. It's okay if we don't touch the ground. We're just reaching. Let your head and neck relax. Since this is our first forward fold, we're actually gonna let's take ragdoll. So release the head and neck, looking down to the floor, make any movements that feel good to you. Maybe shake your head no, or nod your head yes. Let's grab hold of opposite elbows. So holding opposite elbows, release that upper back, let that head and neck be heavy. Breathe into this forward fold. Exhale, release the arms down. And let's slowly roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Taking our time to come up. Head is the last thing to come up. Let's find seated mountain pose. So open the palms forward, shoulders away from the ears, root down through the hips and the sit bones. Exhale, release. Good work. All right, now we'll do our sun salutation. I just wanted to get that forward fold in to warm up those hips. All right, so inhale, breathe up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, just like before, swan dive, reaching to the ground. On our inhale, we're gonna halfway lift. So let's bring our hands to our knees. I'll turn to the side so you can see me. We want a nice long spine here. Crown of the head is reaching away from the tailbone. Trying to make a nice long line. Feel that stretch. Exhale, we forward fold again, roll all the way down. And then on our next inhale, we're gonna take our right arm and twist to the right, reaching the right arm up to the sky. If you stay low, this will be a little bit more challenging. If you come up a little bit higher, you can help to open the chest. So find your space. Exhale, lower the arm back down. Inhale, we'll take the same thing on the left. Inhale, left arm comes to the sky, twisting the body to the left, feeling the shoulder blades back behind us, reaching through the tips of our fingertips. Maybe we try and look up at those left fingertips. Breathe here, and then lower the left arm back down. Inhale for halfway lift again, long flat spine. Exhale, forward fold, and then we'll slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Head, neck, shoulders, last thing to come up. Once our head is up, our hands will follow, reaching to the sky. And then exhale, hands come through center and down and in front of us. Good work. Let's take our sun salutation a few more times. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, our right arm up to the sky, twisting, opening the chest to the right. Reaching those fingertips to the sky, maybe you look up at that hand. Exhale, lower the right arm down. Inhale, left arm comes up to the sky, open the chest to the left. Exhale, lower the left arm down. Inhale for halfway lift, hands come to knees, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling the spine up, one vertebrae at a time. Head, neck, shoulders, everything comes up. Lower through heart center. Last time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twisting to the right. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, twisting to the left. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, we come up slowly. Head, neck, shoulders, arms, eyes, everything reaches towards the sky. And then lower it down, hands through heart center. Excellent, good work. Shake out the legs, shake out the arms, make any movements that you need. And we're going to take a core strengthening pose called boat pose. So nice active seat towards the edge of your chair. I'm going to turn to the side so you have a better angle, but stay facing forward. Let's reach our arms in front of us. So our thumbs are facing up to the sky, our palms are facing each other. These are nice long arms. And we're going to shift our weight back so that we can lift one leg. So we're going to lift, start with just the right leg, lifting the right leg up. Now you can keep your knee high and toes low if that's accessible for you. And if you can, see if you can also lift your toes up so that your leg is facing and your toes are straight, facing in front of you. So that's going to be a little bit harder. So if you need to keep the toes low and knee high, you can do that. But wherever we are, we're reaching our arms, we're engaging the core. So this is really good core work as we reach the toes away from our head. And then let's lower that leg back down, and we'll take the other leg. So inhale, arms are the same, our weight is shifted back, but we have a nice long and flat spine behind us. Let's lift that knee high. See if you can stay right here, engaging the core, pulling the ribs together. Now see if you can lift the toes. Trying to get those toes flat with the knee. We're holding here. This will also work your hip flexor, your quads, your core, everything. So breathe into this space and then lower back down. We're gonna take one more on each side. So shake it out if you need to. And let's take our arms in front of us, shift the weight back, and lift the right knee. Stay right here, or see if you can lift the toes parallel to the knee. Holding here, breathing into this space, one more breath. Exhale, lower that leg back down, take the other leg, left knee high. Engage the core. And see if you can lift those left toes parallel to the knee. You got this. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale, lower the leg back down, lower the arms, shake everything out. Good work. We're going to take butterfly pose with our legs. So toes together, knees together, legs together. And then we're going to open just the knees and keep the legs, the feet together. So our goal here is to really open the knees, open the hips, adjust your seat in your chair as needed. Maybe you want to sit back in your chair a little bit more. Maybe you want to come forward a little bit more, but find your space that you can really open those knees. Sitting up nice and tall, rooting through the hips. Crown of the head reaches away from the ears. And let's rest our hands on the insides of our knees and see if you can use your arms to help open those knees a little bit more. Not to the point where it's hurting, but to the point where you can feel a good stretch for yourself. Breathing here, relax into this space. Send your breath to any point where you feel the stretch the most, any discomfort. One more breath, full deep inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then exhale, bring the knees back together. Shake out the legs to release them if you need. Excellent. Keeping our left foot planted on the ground, we're going to extend our right leg long in front of us. I think my foot's getting cut off the camera. I'll move back a little bit. So our right leg is long in front of us. Both hips are facing forward. Our hands can be on our hips. Or if you'd like, start to walk your torso forward. So we're going to feel this hamstring stretch with our straight leg. You might feel it right behind the knee or a little bit higher. So just only lean forward as much as is comfortable for you. The more you lean forward, the stretch will definitely intensify quickly. So maybe lean forward, back off a little bit, come back forward, whatever you need to do. Breathing here. Starting to slow the breath, coming back to those full deep breaths as we began class with. And if your torso was forward, let's bring our torso back through center. Keeping our right leg long, we're going to twist over to the left, twisting to that bent leg. So twisting over to the left, you can use your hands as leverage. Maybe your back hand wants to reach to the back of the chair. Front hand helps you twist even further. But we're twisting over to the left, bent leg. Maybe you look at the side wall, or maybe you try and twist and look all the way beyond that back shoulder. Making sure that we're sitting up nice and high. The higher we sit up and out of our hips, the deeper we'll be able to twist. Stay for one more breath. Exhale, unwind back through center. Bend that right leg. Give it a little shake if you need. And then we're going to straighten the left leg long in front of us. Toes are flexed. Toes are coming to the shin. Pull up through that leg that's straight all the way up through the kneecap and quad. And then we can stay right here with that elongated left leg. Or if you'd like to start and see how it feels to lean your torso forward, that will intensify your hamstring stretch. So just be mindful about what you feel. Breathing here. Tuning back towards the long breath. We have about 2 more breaths left, so maybe see if you want to bend forward just a little bit more. If you want to stay exactly where you are, that is fine too. And finish your exhale. If you were leaning forward, come back up through center. Keep your legs just as they are, and then we're going to twist over to the right. Over towards that right bent leg. Using our arms, maybe to grab the chair behind us or press into that leg, help you twist even deeper towards the right. Did I say left last time? Towards the right. Maybe we look straight ahead, or maybe you try and finish that twist looking beyond that back shoulder. Sit up a little bit higher, reach through the crown of your head. We have 1 more breath here. And then finish your breath, exhale, unwind, come back through center. Bring that leg back in, and let's shake out the legs. Really shaking the legs, letting your legs be heavy, letting your feet be heavy. And let's bring our hands in front of us, opening and closing the hands, opening and closing the fingers, and then just shake out the wrists. Let your wrists be loose, fingers loose, and shake your arms all the way to the elbows. And add the legs, shaking the arms. Let yourself be light. Make any final movements that you need before we take our Shavasana pose. So any final stretches that you want to do, take it now. But if you're ready for Shavasana pose, let's lean back into our chair. A nice comfortable seat this time. Maybe lean your torso towards the back of the chair. Extend your legs out nice and long. Let your hands rest on your thighs, with your palms facing up to the sky. Gently soften your eyes or soften your gaze to the floor. Settle into this space to try and find stillness and complete relaxation. Tuning back to the breath and scanning the body. Take a little scan from the tips of the toes all the way up to the crown of the head. If your breath has become shallow, start to deepen your breath. Bring life force back to the body. Movement back to the fingers and toes. Take your time sitting up, but let's come sit up at the edge of the chair. Nice long spine. Hands come by our side and gently reaching up overhead. Slowly lowering the hands down and in front of us. Namaste.